Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. So, we're going to do a little presentation here on the initial chapters of the Kṛṣṇa book, leading up to Krishna's birth. There are 8 songs. I'll say a few words in between each song. Of course, most of you know the scenario. So a long time ago, the Earth situation was very similar in some ways to what it is today. There was a lot of burden, military burden, so the Earth personified in the form of a cow appealed to Lord Brahma, the creator of the universe, for help. And Lord Brahma, he gathered all the demigods and went to the ocean of milk where Vishnu resides. And there he received the message that Vishnu, in the form of Krishna, would appear in this world. This is called the message. When the world is overburdened by the forces of unruly kings, who pose themselves as guardians, but who desecrated everything. The deity of the earth named Bhumi went to see Lord Brahma in the light. With tears in her eyes, she was no more than a sorry sight. Lord Brahma took compassion upon the earth and thus became grieved. So he gathered all the demigods, and Bhumi felt someone relieved. Together they arrived upon the shores of the great white milk ocean, where Vishnu, the god of all gods, lay resting in that ocean. Here of the words that would alter the whole world's destiny. The great personality of Godhead will appear upon the earth, along with His name open sea, and His name will be Krishna. From the islands He'll take His birth, destroy all evil and protect His glory. Destroy all evil and protect His glory. Destroy all evil and protect So then the stage is set with a wedding. It all starts off with a wedding. And Vasudeva and Devaki, soon to be Krishna's mother. So they have their wedding, and after the wedding, they're being led in procession by Devaki's brother Kamsa. And then a message herald from the heavens, prophesizing the death of Kamsa, from the 8th child of Devaki. And of course he responds in a very harsh manner. Anyway, this one's called Wedding. Once upon a time, there lived a righteous king, who ruled over Mathura, whose name was Surasane. Surasane, he had a son whose name was Vasudeva. He married a young maiden, Devaki was her name. Elephants and horses, chariots and beautiful girls follow the young bride into an unfamiliar world. To ease the pain of separation she felt for her kin, entering a new home where new life begins. Conches and bugles, voices and assorted drums, all combine together to create a pleasant hum. The couple shone brightly on that fateful day, unaware of danger approaching their way. Riding on a chariot, the newly wedded pair were driven by Devaki's brother in a festive air. The couple shone brightly on that fateful day, unaware of danger approaching their way. procession rests smoothly along the decorated road, when all of a sudden things took on a different mode. A thunderous voice was heard across the sky, predicting the future as they went passing by. Come singing fool, there will come a day when the eighth child of your sister will make you pay for all the heinous crimes that you carried out. He will take your sinful life and he will blow it out. The vicious king heard what was prophesied. He became enraged and fear glowed in his eyes. He quickly caught hold of Devi by the hair, threatening to kill her in his despair. Vasudeva's in a predicament here. First business is to save Devaki's life. So he tries to reason with Kṛṣṇa, but to no avail. And then finally, he bargains with Kṛṣṇa. Listen, there are no children right now, but as soon as I have a child, I'll bring him to you. And then Kṛṣṇa was pacified as a result of that. This is called a lesson. Stood up and he began to speak so clear, saying, Kṛṣṇa, don't you realize that death is always near? The moment that you took your birth, you began to die. If you are now, but 20 years and so much of death has passed you by. This transitory body that we treasure oh so much is changing every moment and is keeping you out of touch. The world of make-believe, not really knowing our destination when it's time for you to leave. The bodies that we have are but creations of the mind. Our desires and our thoughts to determine what will be the kind. Living beings like the moon reflected on the seas. Though it appears to be moving, it is standing still like a tree. Therefore I beg you, my dear brother, please try to keep your cool. You kill your sister now would kill your reputation too. Try to imagine in the future what the people of the world will say when they come to hear you kill your sister on her wedding day. So despite the good instructions, he could not be pacified. The nature of a man who was bent on his evil ways. His daddy can't hear a word of what the soul of man has to say. Varsity was silent, he was thinking of his wife. For the moment, let's consider how to save a precious life. If in the future she can bear a son to slay this wretched man, then both the child and the mother will be saved according to God's plan. See, you are safe for the moment you set the bucket free. Promise you, dear brother, if there are any sons born of her, well, I'll bring them all to you, on that you can trust me, sir. Comes and knew the value of Devaki's husband's word. Being refused an argument of what he had just heard. He desisted from committing such an outrageous crime. Being praised for his decision, he went home in the nick of time. So then things were a little quiet for a while. And then Vasudev had a son, and as promised, he brought the child to Kṛṣṇa. But then Kṛṣṇa reassured Vasudeva and said, listen, the prophecy was the 8th child, so don't worry, you can take this child and go back home. But then Narada Muni instigated something and told Kamsa how all the demigods were taking birth and to facilitate Krishna's appearance. And Kamsa's response was one of violence. He began to kill Devaki's children. This is called jeopardy. When the first son was born, Vasudeva kept his word. He took the newborn child to Kamsa and was not disturbed. Though it was painful, he was a man of honor and fame. But he could never break a promise and spoil the reputation of his name. They say a holy man can tolerate life in hell, and a learned person carries out his duties well. But a wretch like Kamsa left him in his sinful way. Now the lover of God is surrendered to the truth they say. Kamsa was surprised to see Vasudeva keep his word. He said, my dear brother, according to what I've heard, is the 8th child of my sister that I should fear. But you can rest your soul and take this boy out of here. During this time that Narada came along, this saintly person heard what was going on. Being anxious for the Lord to descend amongst the human beings, where they created intrigue in the mind of the wicked king. He said, listen carefully to what I'm about to say. Nanda Maharaj, the coward man on this very day, along with their boys, their wives, girls, and entourage, they're all hanging around just like camouflage. And on the other side, Vasudeva's father Surasena and all that beaten, born in the Vrishni dynasty, they too are waiting for that fateful day, for the birth of the one who's come to take your life away. And the demigods, they too are being born amongst families and friends who are sworn to have a better world to live in. That's what they're aiming at. You better go check with your buddies and do something about that. After being informed, Kamsa quickly changed his mind. Being driven by greed, he put the noble couple behind. Prison bars and shackled in an iron chain. Then he killed his newborn baby, putting Devaki through so much pain. Well, it's surprising that someone could be so cruel. Well, it happens when a person forgets about the golden rule. Blinded by lust and greed, Kṛṣṇa began to rally kings and expand his empire. And around this time, Devaki was pregnant with the 7th child after Kṛṣṇa had killed all the previous children. And Krishna thought it wise now to protect this child, because this child was Balaram. And he gave orders to Yogamaya to transfer the child from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini. And he told Yogamaya that he would then take birth as a son of Devaki in a dungeon. This is called Yogamaya. So now Krishna is entered Devaki's womb. And Kṛṣṇa knew his end was near. And he decided, I don't want to kill my sister, because this would definitely give me a bad reputation. But when this child is born, he'll get the same treatment as the previous ones. And this one's called Prelude. When Krishna carried out his desires, Devaki glowed like raging fire. He entered in her sacred womb, though she was shackled in the prison room. Now Kṛṣṇa knew his end was near. He spared his sister because of fear. A cruel man's as good as dead. This he thought and this he said. Don't want no curse, don't want no blame. I'll spare her life to save my name. But when this child of hers is born, I'll take his life that very morn. Filled with anger, filled with hate, he thought of Krishna as he ate. His mind was on him as he slept, carried him around with every step. Alas, his heart was burdened down. No trace of love could thus be found. Unlike the lover's heart of praise, to serve Lord Krishna every day. La, 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 la. So the time prior to Krishna's birth, and since Kṛṣṇa had heard of it, at any rate, one night, actually just prior to Krishna's birth, the demigods all appeared in the dungeon to offer these beautiful prayers. And it's interesting because these prayers are not only in glorification, but they are also establishing a very important spiritual principle, that if we really want to know somebody, we got to hear from that person. Not that we leave room for speculation. So Krishna, through his appearance, the demigods are providing us with that information that Krishna has come to destroy any opportunity to speculate on who he is and what he says. This is called prayers. Moses and Shiva, the greatest, along with innumerable sages, went to the dungeon to offer their prayers to Krishna, the Lord of all ages. You are true to your vow, and you should know how to give protection to the gentle and pious. You appear in his world in your primeval form to instruct living beings in the highest. When the pure-hearted read to reflect on your feet, the ocean of grief turns to nothing. When others go along the path you have shown, they can easily cross over that ocean. You reveal your face by your own special grace to eradicate all speculation about what you say. Fulfill your intentions. Before we do the next one, I'd just like to introduce the members of the group. I have here to my left, Manasa Manjeti dasi. She's here, resident of New Vrindaban. And on my way, on drums, we have Krishna Caitanya, prabhu, who's been doing music for decades. And my name is Devananda. Thank you. We hope to continue doing this on a monthly basis, and we do some practicing. And this is done as a service to the community, where none of us are getting salaried on this. However, we would appreciate any donations. if you feel free, we have a donation box, and this way we can perhaps expand this program. And also I have some CDs available. These songs were recorded some time back. It was a solo recording. So we'll end with this, this next song here. Yeah, okay. So this next song is called The Birth. So after the prayers of the demigods, there were all these beautiful, trying to find the word, celestial things happening. You know, all the stars were lined up, and the atmosphere was wonderful. The living entities were joyful. The aromas and all the senses, all the sensual experiences were heightened because Krishna was about to take birth. And so we're going to do this song, and at the end we'll do some chanting, so you feel free to participate. And again, thank you very much. Peace came from the east, success came from the west, and the sky was riddled with a billion stars. In villages and towns, for many miles around, signs of fortune offered their regards. The forests and the waters were dressed with fragrant flowers, and the birds began to sing and peacocks dance. The wind was so appeasing, and the sense of touch was pleasing, and it seemed that everyone was in a trance. Rejoicing with no bounds, looked upon from their jeweled towers. The ocean waves subsided, and the thunder was delighted, and the demigods together showered flowers. To everyone's delight, Lord Krishna made his way into this world, appearing life alone, a transcendental boon, where the prophecy now finally had occurred. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lila, Lord, Hare Lord, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you very much. So just a reminder, you got some CDs, and also you have some time to go to the RT, 7 o'clock RT.